All right. Well, let's see if our audio is working. Always got to check that first thing. Hold on. Okay, it sounds like it's working just fine. Man, sounds like it's raining in the world. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. And what else we got to do? That's it, man. That's all we got going on right now. Let's get our camera on. There we are. What's up? And sleeping. Let's put this stuff away though. Don't need poppies. Don't need string. Do need sleep. Alright. Oh gosh. Well, it's been a few days since I streamed. Just a couple. I had some stuff to do the last couple of evenings, so I haven't been able to get on. I guess technically it's only been like 2 days. I've played a little bit during that time, but not much. A little bit here and there. Mostly, virtually the entire time, just trying to drain the base. Still working on that. So, made a little bit of progress. I'll tell you what, that whole situation is taking way, way longer than I thought that it would. I don't know why, but my mic feels far away. I'm sure it's fine, but I was watching one of my videos and it was like, even if I just turned my head a little bit, it was like my mic got kind of quiet. So, anyway, it has taken so much longer than I thought to drain that thing. I guess I didn't realize or didn't think about how long it would take or the size of it, but it's been fine. I'm not upset about how long it's taken, just surprised. So I also, in addition to draining, I've been trying to remove, that's why we're going over here. We're going to try and fix our shovel a little bit, just so it's nice and clean to start today. I've been trying to remove stuff from the bottom that can be removed with the shovel. So all of the gravel and sand, if it's just kind of sitting on the, and dirt, I suppose, if it's just kind of sitting on the surface, after I drain it, I've been trying to get it out. It's started to open up an interesting, not really problem, but just kind of an interesting thought in the fact that we're going to have to figure out, here, I'm going to turn this audio off. We're going to have to figure out where we kind of want the walls to be at the base under the water, because the way that they're currently set up is they're like, it kind of domes out. And so when you're like digging into one of the domes, I'll break through into the ocean. And it's such a crazy, irregular shape, the way that it's curved out. It's not going to be real conducive to making a room like, that's kind of where I want my storage area to be. So, kind of the thought is I'll have to figure out where I kind of want to start to make like walls, like straight down. So, like the awning or whatever, the hanging may come way over here, but I may need the wall all the way out here just because of the way that it's shaped. I don't know if any of that makes sense, but I also kind of need to chart out in like certain directions where the bottom of the lake is. so that I can start to branch out and make tunnels in certain directions without breaking into the water. Um, it's pretty deep. In some spots, it's pretty deep. Like it goes all the way down to bedrock. Like from there are going to be some spots like if I want to get my base all the way down to bedrock from the top to the bottom, it's going to require a lot, a lot of draining. Um, but I'm not even close to worrying about that now. Like that'll be a project for way later. Um, the main point is to get down to 41, get all of that out, and then we'll go through and start to work on the base itself, uh, as well as, there are other things we want to do. Like, I'm excited to build this base and I want to have one, but we haven't fought the Ender Dragon yet. We haven't even found a fortress in the Nether to make potions to be able to do, feather falling or whatever, slow fall when we do go fight the Ender Dragon. And I'm starting to get in the mindset that I want to fight the dragon sooner rather than later, and that hadn't necessarily been my mindset. Because I think that fighting the Ender Dragon is like the real possibility that I'm going to die now in this world. I think I could die in the Nether, but if I can find potions and I can just carry fire resistance with me, then I don't have to worry too much about dying in the Nether. I don't think, not with the gear that we have. And so, if the only real, fear of dying is going to be fighting the Ender Dragon, which I don't think we will. I think we can do it. But if that's the only one, then I need to do it sooner rather than later so that I don't spend any more time building something in this world if I'm going to ultimately risk the possibility of dying. I get it. You always risk the possibility of dying, but you know what I'm saying. So I hadn't necessarily been in the mindset like, oh, I need to go fight the Ender Dragon. I was kind of like, I don't really care if I fight the Ender Dragon or not. But the more I'm starting to think about it, my mindset is starting to shift a little bit more to, I probably should go fight the Ender Dragon because that's the chance that I'm going to end up dying. And let's not spend any more time building, if that's our real chance. So, anyway. But I am set to kind of work on draining this thing a little bit more. I would like to get it drained out. I don't know how much longer I have to, or it's going to take to do. We're more than halfway through it. But that being said, need to wander around in the Nether a little bit and find a fortress. Oh, look, we got our shovels fixed. Fix the hoe. What do we got? We got any stuck in the corners? Nope. Because we're still somewhat early in this world. I mean, 741 days is awesome. My goal was just to get to 500 and see what happened. And we've done that. So at this point, it almost seems to make sense, that we need to start to consider going and finding the dragon. Plus, I'd love to have shulkers. I have so many inventory problems right now. All right. Let's turn this back on. I'm just curious. No, we have not made it up to that chest. Oh, look. Spear. It's kind of cool. Sometimes I feel like XP gets stuck in the hoppers. I don't know if that's a real thing or not. Yeah, we need to go through and clean all this out. We have been over here a little bit, not a ton. Any XP down here? No? Okay. It's cool to see all the Nautilus in the water. I do like that. See, and that's another thing. If we did have Elytra, it'd be a lot easier for us to find a coral reef. We have yet to find a coral reef yet, so I can't even collect pufferfish to tame those things. The only time I was able to tame one is because I bought a bucket of pufferfish from the trader. But we will go over. You guys can see what I've been doing. Looks pretty much like what you would imagine. Yeah, it's a big hole. So with all that being said, you can see how I'm somewhat torn. Like, I want to continue working on this. Like I said, once I get it drained out, maybe that's when I'll focus on trying to get to the nether. Who knows? I might get bored doing this. I've been working on it for what feels like for a while. Maybe I'll end up going to the nether today. I don't know. I have all these invisibility potions. Zero chance I'm taking off my armor to get the full effect from them. But I do have all these invisibility potions, and it's like, I could definitely go to the nether, take some invisibility potions and run around. Let's go look and see. I can't remember where I left off. I can't remember if I left it to where we were getting ready to drain or if we were getting ready to place down more material. Like we're getting ready to do the next section. Like we need to go through and put down all the gravel and sand. I don't remember. I was working on it last night before I went to sleep. Well, there you go. This is what we've gotten done so far. And like I said, I've been trying to go through and get all the gravel and the sand and the dirt out from the bottom. So we've been cleaning this thing out as well. What, we're on 47 right here? So that's not bad because we're only going down to 41. So that's only like 6 levels. But as you can see, the wall is getting pretty massive at this point. I did drain all of this out. So this was like a big area that had water. It was like an underwater little ravine. And I drained everything from there, obviously. So we got that. And this is how much we've done. Let's go see what we got left. I don't think the second wall is down, like the wall to drain. It is not. So that's where we're at. So this is what we got left. It's actually not that bad when you consider how much we've done. I mean, Who'd have thought that this... I guess somebody who's done it before would know how much that time that was going to take. Okay. So... let's do this. Put this up here. We are going to take as much sand as we can carry. Is that it? Okay. And we'll get started on the next section. Whoa. So this part is, we're starting to get down to 41. So here we were on 47 over there, I think. And it's just getting deeper. So the wall will continually get taller and taller here for these last few sections. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's this one right here. I've been trying to do sand on these back sections because it stands out so much more against the mud and the deep slate, so I don't accidentally break through, which I've been doing a lot of. No, I heard you. It's just the sponges, man. This part doesn't bother me so much, but the sponges are so tedious. Like, actually, the sponges feel like they take forever. Oh yeah, I forgot. Why aren't I just doing this? This is so much faster. Totally forgot. Going up like that takes forever. See? So we're about to use... I mean, this is 3 stacks of sand if we go through this one just to do under the lip. Over 3 stacks. Just to do under the lip of the building. Look at that. 3.5 stacks to do just under the lip. And that's what I was trying to describe earlier is this right here. So this wall of sand, right? Like, so this section keeps bowing out further and further, right? Like this wall. Well, it's not going to make any sense for me to have just a wall back here. I need to almost come out like this far or something and start to make a wall. But then I was like, I'm not going to have a room that's however tall. Like this is what, 15 tall? So, I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, a lot of this might end up getting filled in. Number 1, so I don't break through into the lake. And number 2, so that I can start to square off the walls a little bit to where it's going to be... I don't know, more usable space, I guess. Like I said, I've been using sand at the bottom because it stands out so much from all the material that's down here. It makes it so much easier to know where to stop digging when you're kind of starting to clean it out a little bit. So there you go. 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 stacks, and we haven't even made it across. Are we going to be able to get to this one? 1, 2, 3. We will not. So I wonder if we break this, if we're going to be close enough, because I've rebuilt that one twice now. And I'm starting to think I'm not going to need it because I feel like I was pretty close to the other one working at this distance. So we might be done with that one. What in the world? So one of the thoughts that we had was that since the sponges are so difficult kind of to use, was that if we do a project like this in the future, that hopefully from doing a project like this now, we'll gather enough materials to where I could just go through and fill the whole thing in with sand or gravel. But when we started, didn't even come close to having enough. Would not have been able to do it. I still don't know if we'd be able to do it now because we've used basically our entire inventory and we haven't even gone halfway up of one row. So it would take a lot of material to go through and place and then to dig out. But it is a possibility in the future. Might be something we could do as opposed to going through and just using the sponges. But I feel like I've gotten a little bit better with the sponges in terms of like having a technique. But it's still super time consuming. But as you can see, I mean, this takes so many stacks just to do one row. I don't know, man. It would be unbelievably time consuming as well, I think, to fill the whole thing in and then dig it out. I think sponges are the way to go now that I think about it. But we will see. Sleeping on the top of the wall. So close. Now, digging this out without a beacon, not crazy about the idea, but at the same time, I think it'll be alright. It'll be fine. We'll get it done. Did I really use all my sand? I mean, like I said, just going through and scraping the bottom of this thing up and getting it out has... Yeah, I mean, here's even more gravel. So we've got enough. Like when we started, we didn't even have enough gravel and sand to fill one full chest. Here's another one for gravel. And then this is what we'll use to start to do those walls. Like, we didn't even have enough to do a full chest. And now we're about to have a full chest, double chest of each. One for sand and one for gravel. It looks like we already have enough for gravel. But I was trying to time it last night, and I think it was taking me about 40 minutes to do one section. Like to lay all these blocks and then go through with the sponge and clean it all out. So that being said, we got a few hours. Yay. But I'm not gonna lie, it is satisfying when it gets done. So there's like one underwater sound that they've added that is absolutely my favorite sound, I think, in the entire game. And I feel like it only happens when you're down deeper in the water. And next time it happens, I'm going to try and remember what time it happened in, because I want to get a recording of it. Like, I want to make sure I mark it so that I can go back and find it in the video. Boom. Look at that. And that reminds me, one of the other things for sure that I want to do is I want to go into the Nether and look for the Happy Ghast. Because when we actually go to start building this thing, I'm going to need one of those. It's going to be one of those things where it's going to be like impossible to go through and do without one. Okay, so we'll make this one sand. We got one for gravel now. This one is our dirt. But we ain't got no dirt. We'll bring some dirt with us. Got 3.5 stacks of sponges. So the thing I've noticed that's helpful here is collecting the sponges after you put them down. Like meaning that particular row, like that height of sponges. And so what I had been doing is I'd just go through and I'd place all the sponges and then jump in and place more. But then these ones at the top were starting to get out of range of the water, you know? And so I couldn't go through and reach them. So you have to pillar up, knock them down, blah, blah, blah. And it's just so much easier if you do it by row. It saves time. I know it sucks to be crouched right here, but I fall in the damn water every time. Half a stack. Over half a stack to get to the end. And I fall in anyway. You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. Let's do this. All right. Let's get the little piece that's kind of stuck in there. Definitely alternating back and forth makes a big difference, and trying to make sure that you get the highest water possible also makes a big difference, I've noticed, in the efficiency. It does get to a point at the bottom at the end where I like, screw it. And I just start spamming sponges because I don't have the patience anymore. But again, if you don't go through and collect these sponges now, whenever I put the next row of sponges down, they'll be too tall for me to reach, and I'll have to go through and start pillaring. So you have to kind of go through and just do this. I know it seems, but trust me, it takes way less time. And I think when I was timing it last night for the 40 minutes, I think the 40 minutes was like we were in the middle, so I think it was the widest possible. So, although it will get deeper out here, I think the width is going to make a big difference. It'll help us. Did we miss one? Okay, where are we at? Right there. Okay, I was going to say, I saw one in the corner there. Those little ones that get stuck up against the wall right there, that's how I lost one earlier, I'm pretty sure. All right. See what I'm saying? This part right here gets frustrating. Alright. Let's go through and collect some of these just to make sure I'm not losing them. Good, I didn't really see any along there. Let's get back out up here to the tall points. There's one. There's another one. How did we miss those when we were swimming by earlier? Didn't even come all the way down here because they weren't the same height yet. This time we can go through and do the whole thing. All right. I have yet to stay awake through a thunderstorm. If we do this time, who knows? Maybe we'll get the 4 horsemen. Be kind of cool to get a skeleton horse, huh? Damn, I thought lightning hit me for a second. That dude attacked me at the exact same moment that the lightning went off. Can you get hit by lightning? You probably can, right? I don't think I've ever been hit by lightning in the game before. Alright, so we are missing 4. Let's go find 4 sponges. 3 now. Don't see any down through there. Alright, now just 2. Here's 1. Here's the other. Okay, cool. So we got them all. Put this in our junk drawer. Get our shovel. Let's get out of here. I mean, that was pretty good. We should be able to finish this thing off with the next set. You see the 4 horsemen anywhere? I do not. I was kind of hoping they would have spawned. I'm actually going to look around in the water a little bit just to see if maybe the lightning did strike and they did spawn underwater. We just need to find a skeleton horse if there's one. If we see a skeleton horse anywhere, we'll know we're good. Just curious. Would be cool. No, I don't think so. Alright, well, it would have been cool. Nope, go down. Yeah, like right outside of our base, right there outside that door, there's like a soul sand shelf above us, like a shelf essentially, that we spawned underneath, and there are bones up on top of it. I would like to look up there and see if we can find a ghast. 33 is the magic number. Yeah, it's like, I don't even know if it matters if we're wearing gold because none of those dudes spawn here. So you can see there's like a shelf right there, but there's one that extends over the roof of our building. And it's like, I saw structure like more bone stuff like this on the one up above. So it's like, I'd like to go up there and look, but we'll do that whenever we explore in the Nether, whenever we go looking for a fortress. Beautiful day. Alright, so the goal here is to see if we can not go back to the Nether. We can complete this section with what we have. I think we can. Let's look how shallow it gets in through here. There's a weird noise. Wait, we don't have any torches? Okay, well we can't do this without torches. Alright. You know what? I don't know how many torches I have left over there. I need to collect all these sponges so that they don't despawn. Okay, not despawn, but like, so I don't lose them, forget them, whatever. We're just going to take them with us. Because I don't know if I have enough torches in the chest that I have over here. I didn't even realize I was out of torches. But we are getting there. I think I have one more stack. From what I remember. I think I have one more stack. Okay. I hear Bob. Dude, the lighting is so crazy. Like, that right there. That's wild. Okay. What's up, Bob? What do you got, dude? Nothing. Okay. Look at how tall that wall is. Jeez. That's wild. All right, more torches. Bad guys? Nope. Nope. Yep. And is that it? Yeah, that's ultimately going to be it. Okay, so I don't need a shovel at the moment. I do need dry sponges. And we got our wet sponges. Okay. Let's get back down into the deeper areas. I should have learned my lesson. I tried to go through there and spam them to get that lower area, but it'll just never work that way. It just won't do it because the way the water works in this game, it'll just continuously flow back down there. And so when I start to get to the end and I get impatient like that, it doesn't do any good. Seems like here is way deeper than what it was there in the middle. All of those I think I can reach. Alright, find the high point for the water and start to take it away from there. Am I on the bottom? Okay, those I think I can reach. There we go. See, now this is nice because this is level 41. This is the actual level we're trying to get to. And I think this is the first time I've reached this point, I think. So that's pretty awesome. Okay. Look at that. We're going to get it no problem. Did it. It's pretty good. I'll take it. I don't know how long that took. I don't think we left any sponges. One more section done. Okay, so yeah, that's right. That's how many we have. 2 stacks plus the 33. So that time it took us, what, 2.5 before we went to the nether, and another one is 3.5, and then another half. So 4 stacks of sponges to clean out this one area. All right. Is this the same guy I talked to earlier? Bob? Huh? You the same Bob? Yep. Sorry, Bob. Hey, Wolf. What's up, man? Happy Saturday, dude. Hope you're having a good Saturday. I'm just sitting here on the grind again. Just finished one section. How long have I been streaming? Just over an hour? I don't think I got over here immediately, though, so. But still, one section. But progress is being made. As you can see, we're getting deeper and deeper and deeper. Nice. I'm just chilling, dude. Wearing pajama pants, sitting in my recliner, playing Minecraft, relaxing, enjoying my Saturday afternoon. Making progress. Progress. Slow progress, but progress. How's your world coming, man? How's your hardcore world coming? You gotta be getting in. Got new armor finally. Mob farm done. Working on a witch farm. Ooh. I've never made a witch farm. I think a witch farm is one of the few farms I've never done. I think the witch farm centers around, obviously, like their hut, like out in the swamp, right? But like, what are the main things that you get from it? Because I've never even watched the tutorial on it. I'm guessing potions would be a big thing. Spider eyes. Trying to think of what the main thing is that you're getting from it. 200 days. What are we at? 746. We're getting close to 750. Although, see, and I didn't watch his great farm to have. Redstone makes sense. Gunpowder, spider ice, sticks, sugar, glowstone dust, water bottles. Dang. Wow. I didn't really think of that. I did not really think of that at all. The sugar, the glowstone dust, and the water bottles, and the spider eye. I didn't think of all that stuff. Okay, so is there, depending upon how you set it up, depends on which potion. That's what I was getting ready to ask. See, you already knew what I was getting ready to say. So I was like, I'm guessing you can set it up a certain way to get certain potions. Like if you wanted fire resistance or regeneration or whatever. Interesting. That is super interesting. I never really thought of that before. Like, I guess they do drop, like, some of the most diverse stuff in the game, huh? Probably the most diverse. That is interesting. You just opened up my mind. Now I'm just sitting here trying to think of ways that you could, like, induce specific potions. I'm setting up mine with the possibility to get all 4 that a witch drops: health, water, fire, and swiftness. See, I want the fire resistant ones just because I can't brew potions yet. And I want to go explore in the nether more. Interesting. Dude, I cannot even begin to think of how you could induce all 4. Like, I was just sitting here trying to think about how to induce one of them. Just because I've never watched a video on it before, you know what I mean? So I'm just sitting here trying to troubleshoot it in my mind. Because I know I can get her to drop the fire ones when she can see me, I think, setting other mobs on fire. If she thinks she's going to die from fire. Or I guess if I set her on fire, I guess you could put down campfires or something to where she would catch on fire and then she would break out the potion. I guess that'd be one way you could do it. God, how do you get her to do swiftness? That seems completely random. Easy if they take damage from fire of any kind, say like a magma block, it's fire damage. Okay, that makes sense. So if they start to take any sort of fire damage at all, their first instinct obviously would be to bust out the fire potion. Okay, I mean, makes sense, right? Water, I guess, obviously, you have them spawn in water or fall into water. Swiftness, though. Or if their head is underwater, they could drop a water breathing, which makes sense. How in the world do you do swiftness? And what was the other one? Oh, the regen. The regen's easy. That's just if they're taking regular damage. I get that. Swiftness. You make them spawn on like soul sand. Being out of range for her to catch you. All right. I mean, that makes perfect sense, doesn't it? Okay. These are all logical conclusions. Apparently I decided I'm going to clean out this area of gravel. I get bored doing the sponges and the draining of the water, so I start to go through and do stuff like this, where I clean out what I can. Interesting. Anything more than 15 blocks away, they drink swiftness. Very interesting. I don't know why I've never thought of a witch farm as being useful. And now I think a witch farm sounds extremely useful. It's interesting. I mean, the glowstone dust, the sugar, not that sugar's that important, but glowstone dust is cool. Water bottles is cool to not have to craft water bottles. That sounds awesome. Yeah, it does seem like, and I don't know why in my mind I had never, I mean, I've been playing Minecraft a long time. I've never even watched a tutorial on one. I'm trying to think if I've even watched people who have one. I mean, I've seen the dude who streams on Twitch recently. Well, he's streamed longer than recently. I've just only seen him recently because I hadn't been watching a lot of it. John something, I think is his name. John something. Anyway, I saw where he just built like a. I didn't watch any of the streams. I'm sorry. But I saw where that dude just built a triple witch farm. Which I'm guessing is probably pretty rare to find 3 huts close enough together that you could link them. I'm also guessing it's one of those farms that ultimately is like anything else, but that's really just a kind of a farm of opportunity, especially early on, right? Because you have to be in a swamp, obviously, to get it first. And then you have to find one. And then it has to be at the right time of the game where you can go through and build one. I'm so curious now. I'm going to watch videos on it. I streamed an entire build of a witch farm that is still one of the best I built. Well, now I know whose I'm going to watch. If it's available, if the VODs are available. You can only do multiple witch farms on Java because of the radius. See, that's what I thought. When I said that I thought that it would be rare, I was like, because I think in Bedrock it has to be what, like, for a spawner to work, isn't it like 16 blocks or something? It was a few years back, okay. I think it's like 16 or 18 blocks in Bedrock. That's why you can get like some of the double spawners to work if you can find 2 of them close enough together. All right, that's good enough for right now. This witch hut is not spawner based. Okay. Wait. So like You do have to have a witch hut, though, right? Obviously, it seems like in my mind you would, but... .22 to 45 block range from the player. Got it. Must have a witch hut. That makes sense. The hell is that? Okay, now wait. Now we have to go back just a little bit, Wolf. I'm sorry. You said you did complete it already? Like you just finished one? So you're 200 days in, and you've already completed a witch farm. At least I think that's what you said. Because if you've already completed it, that's wild. Okay, currently working on it. I want to build one now. I want to make one. I want to do cool stuff. So witch farm, one that I've never made. Need it for fire resistance potions to go to the nether safer. That's exactly why I want it. Because I have yet to find a fortress, although I haven't really explored much. I've yet to find a fortress, and I really want to get potions. Because I was starting to think about it, and I had stated previously that I don't have a huge interest in going and fighting the Ender Dragon right away. My new portal spawned on the fortress in the middle. Okay, that's pretty awesome, right? Hey, that's pretty sweet. That's funny. Yeah, I was saying previously that I wasn't like super concerned about fighting the Ender Dragon. Yeah, he got super lucky. No doubt. Hey, what's up, Don Don? What's up, man? Good to see you, dude. Hope you're having a good Saturday, man. I was chilling in your stream earlier, man. I hit that 25 watch streak. Don't always say hi, but I do always try to be there, man. Yeah, I was saying that I don't necessarily care all that much about defeating the Ender Dragon. But the more I've thought about it, Wolf is like, I feel like the Ender Dragon is like the last, and I shouldn't say the last because there's a lot of ways I can die, right? But it's like the last really like I could die fighting the dragon, you know? I think I can run around in the overworld all I want and not die for the most part as long as I'm not being a complete and total idiot. I think I'm pretty safe. I'm not going to die in the overworld unless I just do something really dumb. Or if when I try to spawn the wither, it gets out of the bedrock or whatever. I could die in the nether, but once I get fire resistance, I don't think I'll end up dying in the nether if I have, you know, a couple bottles of fire resistance on me. So I think realistically, if I'm going to die, the best probability is fighting the Ender Dragon and then trying to get like Elytra. Like from those damn shulker things or whatever, but or Enderman. So I was thinking I need to go fight the dragon soon. Like, I want to complete this project, and like I think I'll get the water drained and maybe start building it a little bit, but like I don't want to do a ton more in this world until after I fight the dragon. Because the possibility of losing it all when you put a ton of time into something just makes it kind of pointless. Anyway, just a random thought I had today. It was interesting trying to close in the portal to be safe. You're 10 blocks from a spawner. Bruh. Wow. 10 blocks is pretty close. I would love, but see, I can't complain because I did not spawn anywhere near a fortress, but I spawned right next to a bastion. And it was a bastion that ultimately had a, what do you call it? A nether template. And I think there's only like a 10% chance that they spawn. I know there's a 100% chance in the treasure room, but it was not a treasure room. So I can't really complain. I suppose if I had to choose between the two, I don't know. I might take the nether template, to be honest with you. The upgrade, I should say. Does this look like a... Yeah, I'm not building anything but necessary farms or now. I'll start building after the dragon. That was the thought that I had. That was exactly the thought that I had, Wolf. Does this look like a lot, Wolf? I don't know. I've never drained that much water before, personally. But I feel like this is... Like, this space right here feels like it's probably, like, big enough to do an underwater temple. Probably deeper. Well, I don't know. Maybe not. But it feels like a lot. I feel like I've been doing this for a while. I don't know if it looks like a lot, though, on screen. Probably not a lot compared to the people you watch. I mean, we all watch people, professional Minecraft, people who stream Minecraft for a living, do projects like this in like an afternoon. Because that's all they have to do. I don't have that kind of time to dedicate to it. You're doing more than me at the moment. I'll take it. I'll take it. Yeah, I'm starting to feel like I need to go fight the dragon. But I'm not fighting the dragon until I have potions. And if that's the case, then I need to get in the nether and find a damn fortress. Where you at? Okay, so let's see if I stand right here. Does the effect go away? Because if the effect doesn't go away, then that means I don't have to rebuild this thing right here. I would rebuild it on the outside of the water over there, probably. I have 2 villagers in a cobble block room, a small shack I'm in, and a stable for my fast horses. Sounds about right. That's the start, isn't it? That's how it goes. Oh, there's a trident. I got a trident from that dude. I can't pick up the trident. Okay. Let's see if it still works all the way back in this corner. It's not going to, I can tell, because it's already flashing. So about where does it start to work at? About here. Okay. So we do need to rebuild it on the outside. But we shouldn't need it on this other end because there's one on the other side of this wall. Yeah, I mean, you know as well as I do, that's how you have to start, Wolf. You know better than I do. So if we stand back here, does it start to flash to go away? No, we're good. We should be good over here. Just got the villagers last night. I've been trying to be efficient in this world in terms of what I do with my time. Alright, so we're just going to have to rebuild this thing right out here. This is a complete, not waste of time, but this is what my base is. This is going to be my house. So it's not a waste of time, but I've started to think that doing it before I fight the Ender Dragon might be a waste of time. Oh God. I've almost convinced myself to go into the Nether and start looking for a fortress, even before I finish draining this thing. Honestly, I really have. Almost convinced myself to go do it. Oh, dang. Nice, Wolf. That's awesome, dude. Dude, that's sweet. Thank you. That was foolish. All right. 15 streak. I will say, Wolf, I haven't spent a lot of time over at my, where kind of my base in the village. But every time I do, it cracks me up when I hear your dog bark compared to Lair's dog bark. It absolutely cracks me up. It is, it's night and day. It's actually pretty hilarious. It's like your dog has like the deepest bark sound, and Lair's is literally like, sounds like a puppy. It's kind of funny, to be honest. Cracks me up. We were talking that night about timber wolves and dire wolves. Yours sounds like a timber wolf. Like yours sounds like something. Whereas Lair's sounds like I brought home like a lab. A puppy. I mean, even if I do die to the Ender Dragon, I almost still want to finish draining this. I don't have to go through and clean it all out down to level 41 yet. I would like to. But if I did die and accomplished nothing else in this world other than draining all of this, just to have drained it, I don't know. I wouldn't be super mad. I would be sad. But not mad. Okay. Is the old growth taiga biome the one that has all of the mossy cobblestone piles? I think that's the difference, right? The gray wolf. Okay. Yeah, the gray wolf is in the taiga biome. And the timber wolf is in the old growth. Okay. Got it. Are all of my sponges dry? No, all of my sponges are not dry. Man, I'm so tempted to go to the Nether and look around. I will say when I am in the Nether, though, I can't talk and read chat. 2x2 spruce, podzol, and mossy cobblestones. Okay. I think it's the mossy cobblestones, podzol. 2, 3, 4. See, when I go to the Nether, if I don't have fire resistance, I can't talk. Like, I can't read chat. I can't do anything. Like in hardcore, I just can't do anything. I just like seize up. So I'm okay with going to the Nether on stream. Especially after I get fire resistance. If it wasn't in hardcore, I wouldn't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wouldn't make any difference to me. I'd just be like, yeah, if I die, whatever, it doesn't matter. But in hardcore, man, I just can't do it. It's like I pucker up too tight. I just can't do it. So I don't mind going to the Nether on stream when I have a bunch of fire resistance potions and I'm like, I know I can just pop one if something bad happens. But dude, going there now, I don't know. I mean, I'm fine with going on stream, but I'm not going to be able to talk or look at chat or do anything. I just have to sit and play the game. It is all in my head, 100%. You're exactly right. I couldn't agree more. It's the whole hardcore thing. 100% right. Because if it's not hardcore, I mean, in one of the worlds that I played in, I found the Bastion, and it was a treasure room. You know what I mean? And I just like, I had good gear, but I just like ran and jumped. I had fire resistance. I just ran and jumped and landed down in that middle section from the top, like just jumped in the lava. You know what I mean? Didn't work my way down methodically or anything. Was just like, screw it. Let's go. Because, I mean, what difference does it make, you know? But the more I think about it, the more I'm like, dude, I need to go fight the dragon. So, I don't know. Wolf, do you ever watch a, I don't know how much Twitch you watch in terms of, like, other Minecrafters. I know you watched the one guy that we talked about. Did you ever watch a guy named Linksy? He's got I think, like the longest hardcore world running right now. I don't know if you've ever watched Linksy before. He's a dude I've been watching a lot just because I like his personality. He's a pretty chill dude. Not a fan? Okay. So I like him. I enjoy his streams. So anyway, my point is, for that dude, I went back and I started watching his streams from the beginning, like when he started his series, right? And like his first episodes. And he said the same thing that you said, because you said it in here before. You've said it in here a couple times about fighting the dragon, you know? And I've been like I said, I've been on the fence about like, I don't really care. I could do without. But in his series, he was like, said the same thing that you said. Just go fight the dragon early, you know? Because that's one of the best chances that you're going to die. So if you're going to die in hardcore, you're probably going to die to the dragon. So just go and do it. Don't do anything until you get to that point. And you saying that in my stream and then watching his old series and seeing that was his strategy as well, it really has start to flip a switch in my brain like, dude, I just need to go fight the dragon. Because before I was like, oh, I don't want to fight the dragon. I don't want to die. But what's the point, you know? Unless you're like, I don't care about Elytra, which I don't necessarily care about Elytra, but I do care about shulker boxes. So, I don't know. That's just what I have to decide. Do I care about shulkers enough and Elytra enough? I shouldn't say I don't care about Elytra. I have to like Elytra. From what I've heard, he died on the world. Wait. Went to a backup to not lose progress, but it's just what I heard. Can you even do that? I didn't think you could do that. Is that, I mean, I guess you can, obviously. Huh. I'd never heard. I mean, I don't know anything about the guy. Other than I started watching his stream about 3 months ago. And I was kind of digging the vibe. He's like, you know, he's not a young kid. Although I guess he is compared to us. I had not heard that. Well, that would be a bummer. Dude's at like 52,000 days or something, man. He was working on an OP farm, fell into a place he had 24 or so minecarts, and it killed him. An OP farm. What's the one? He's got one that has a bunch of minecarts. What is it? Well, I'm sure he has several, but the wither one, not the wither, the wither skeleton. I mean, I'm guessing it would have happened on stream if that was out there, right? Otherwise, it would just be people speculating that he had died. Java entity cramming is what did it. Okay. Dang. Did it happen on stream? I mean, I'm guessing that's the only reason why somebody would say that. Okay. Well, either way, my whole point is that he said the same thing that you said, and it kind of rang true in my brain. I was like, yeah, I mean, that totally makes sense. Like, if your plan is to go fight the Ender Dragon at some point in time, you need to do it sooner rather than later. Because of all the things that are going to kill you in this game, that one's pretty high. Especially when you get to the point where I'm at now, like with the gear that I have, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to die in the overworld. More than like, I shouldn't say that, but you know what I mean. Like, if I'm going to die in the overworld, it's probably going to be because of a glitch. Like, I get stuck in a wall or something like that. I mean, it could happen. I'm not saying it can't, but the higher probability is fighting the dragon. Which, I don't want to have a hardcore world where I don't defeat the dragon. I mean, that sounds pretty weak. Like, that's kind of that would be pretty lame, huh? Be like, yeah, I'm at 10,000 days. I built a farm. Right, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to be that guy. Because at first, all right. Because at first I was like, I don't really care about the elytra. I mean, I do. I think it, but part of me hates elytra, to be completely honest with you. I think it takes away. It just, I mean, it completely changes the game. I mean, the game is never the same after you get elytra. You don't focus as much on like your, I don't know, anything like your infrastructure, roads, lighting in certain areas, how far away something is for you to do, you know, it just completely changes the game. And there are times where I feel like it changes the game in a way to where I don't enjoy the game as much, or it's not the way that I kind of want to play it, you know? I don't know if that makes sense. So part of me is like, I don't really give a shit about elytra. But then there's a part of me that's like, yeah, it's pretty sweet to be able to fly around. But you can't be that guy. You can't. I can't be playing hardcore, streaming hardcore, having a hardcore series, and be the guy that doesn't, you know, kill the Ender Dragon. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know what kind of player you are, Wolf, in terms of like the way that you want to play the game. There are some people who want elytra immediately, who wouldn't want to play Minecraft without elytra. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be fun for them without it. And then, you know, there are other people who think that elytra kind of ruins the game a little bit in terms of just they're so overpowered. And I'm kind of wishy-washy. I'm kind of in between, you know. Not 100% sure where I stand. I will say this 100%. Every realm that I have ever played on, okay, where you're playing with your friends, normally I've got a full set of gear and I've killed the dragon within a week on hard. Okay. So that's, I hear you. That's the player that you are. I got it. Every realm I've ever played on, or like multiplayer world that I've played on with other people, as soon as we kill the dragon and people get elytra, that's pretty much when the world ends. Like a bunch of like casual players, and that's all I've ever really played with, you know, is just kind of casual players. Not that I'm a pro, that's not what I'm saying. I just enjoy playing the game longer. But that's when the realm ends. That's when the server ends. Because people get elytra and they've killed the dragon and people are like, what else? You know, like they're like done. Because they don't have that desire to go through and just like build stuff. Just like play Minecraft, you know? Do it for the farm builds. Yeah. I do it because I enjoy the game. But I'll be honest, I do get bored. Like on Huna's Realm, it's like, love the world, love the stuff that I've built in the world, but nobody plays in it. Just kind of, I don't know. I don't lose interest in it. I just am like, man, I'd rather just be playing in trying hardcore. I'd rather have the challenge of hardcore, I guess. Yeah, all the different block types. Man, I've almost talked myself into it. We're going to have to go to the Nether and look around. I've only got one fire resistance potion. I got a bunch of invisibility potions, which there's a 0 chance that I'm going to wander around in the Nether with my armor off, so I know that the effect doesn't work quite as well. But I would still take them. That's what I've been buying them for. Yeah, move. And that's probably what I would do, you know what I'm saying? But I think the realm kind of ran its course. Like there were like, I don't know, dude, there were like 7 of us playing on it. And then all of a sudden it was just me and Lair. And then even there for a while, Lair got bored and didn't play. But there wasn't hardcore yet. Like, console couldn't play hardcore. And then once hardcore came out on console, that was kind of like when I was like, yeah, I want to try this. I think this sounds more fun. And so that's kind of been my focus. And then when it first came out, I was like trying it with like different, I'd play with like different people, like I'd start a realm where we'd play in hardcore. But I think that makes it too complicated. Because it's like if one of your friends dies and they want to keep playing, it's like, I don't know what to do. Yeah. And I think now that I've started to, like, I got through that phase of like not knowing 100% what the focuses should be, because hardcore is just so different in terms of like what you're focusing on. Now that I've been able to establish that I know what the focuses are for me, and I've gotten through that initial, trial phase of like trying to get yourself set up. I feel like I would only play hardcore now that I kind of understand the flow of it better. Set your own pace. And I think that was one of the hardest issues that I had when I first tried hardcore, is that I was playing it on a realm with people, Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's, I don't know. It's just different. It's a different thought. People are moving at their own pace, as you would say. But like I felt bad, like when the one that we were playing in where it was like we were doing somewhat well, and it was like, you know, Hunna was in it, Pods was in it. I was having a blast playing with people, but then when they died, you're kind of like, I don't know. It's like both of them had still expressed interest in playing Minecraft. It's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Yeah, exactly. You gotta feel it out on your own first. Regardless of how much I get finished on this stream today for this draining this water, let them start a world, and then if you die, join them. Yeah. Well, I don't think they have any interest anymore. Like I was saying, most of the people that I have played Minecraft with are just kind of like, you know, more the casual 2-week phase, I feel like. Because I don't think either one of them have any interest in Minecraft right now. But I have hopes and dreams for this world. If we can kill the dragon, I'm hoping I can have this world for a while. But I gotta go kill the dragon. I can't. I've talked myself into it today. I've decided regardless of what happens in this stream the next time I'm on playing, streaming or not, I need to go to the Nether. Gotta go find a fortress. Which just means I just need to bring stuff to make a portal with me. So I can take what I need to kind of traverse around and look around, but I don't have to be like ready to like go in, find a fortress, and then defeat the fortress. Once I get used to hardcore, I might not play on any other difficulty level. That's what I'm saying, Wolf. I don't know that I will play on another difficulty level anymore. That's kind of where I'm at. Because I feel like anything other than hardcore at this point, with the way that my mindset is for Minecraft, honest to God, I feel like it's like, I don't know, even if you were to play in hard mode, right, which I think that's all I ever played in anyway, was hard, it just doesn't, I don't know, it feels almost like you're playing with like keep inventory on. Not in creative, but like keep inventory on mode, like where you're just like, okay, whatever. Like, I don't know that I could go back and play anything else. I don't think I get the same enjoyment. Yeah, exactly. It is more fun. There's more at stake. You treat it differently. You play differently. You think about it differently. Like I said, in my mind, it's like playing with keep inventory on. Which I've never played with keep inventory on, but I mean, from what I understand, it doesn't, nothing matters at that point, you know, you just run around and do whatever you want. There are no consequences. Do we have any sponges stuck in the water over here? No. I would say, to be honest, that I've had more fun playing hardcore in the last few months than I had had in the last few years playing Minecraft, to be honest. Oh. I've never really played in creative at all. I've never really done anything in creative. Because I kind of had the almost the hardcore mindset from the beginning, you know what I mean? Like, I thought, at least for console, I was like, if you're not playing on hard mode, like with your keep inventory turned off, then what's the point of even playing, you know? So I never did creative. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying, for me, I never did anything. It just wasn't for me. It didn't feel like there was a challenge to it. Contraptions and elevators. So you were probably a Mumbo Jumbo fan, right? I feel like that's what people watched Mumbo for, was to see stuff like that, like back in the day. Is one of the coolest parts of the game, is being able to build certain things like that. Although I'm still not very good at it. I can do basic redstone, like, kind of. Alright, let's get out here. Mumbo was one of them. Well, I just know that was one of the things, like, Mumbo's series started with him Like, I've watched his first, whatever, 30 episodes or something. Maybe more. But it's like, he doesn't even, like, build a base. It's like, episode 1, dude is just like, you know, wants to build like a... what's he build? He builds like some sort of boating system. Like some sort of underground travel system with boats and trapdoors and... You know, it's like he didn't even care about the survival aspect of it. He just instantly wanted to go in and start building stuff. Alright, my impatience won there. Alright, 64, 64. Stop taking that. And we need 33. So we got 3 of them out here somewhere. There's 1. 2, 3. Okay, beautiful. Yeah, the hermits do all work together, yeah. There are certain aspects of the hermit craft that make it more difficult for me to get into at times. Like some of the immersion I feel like gets taken away in the game by some of the mods that they use. Just because I'm more of a fan of vanilla Minecraft. I know a lot of people aren't that way. A lot of people can't even look at Minecraft unless, you know, it's got mods in it. But some of the mods make it difficult for me to feel the immersion with Hermitcraft at times. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying it can be difficult for me to get into it as much. But I'm probably in the minority there. That would be kind of cool, right? But I get it. For those guys, you know, it's not about the game, in a vanilla fashion. For them, they've got deadlines and timelines. They've got, it's a huge thing. That's how they make their living. That's how they make all their money. And they can't spend, the same amount of time that a vanilla player would. They have to get videos out. They have to get things accomplished. They have to have results. Nobody wants to watch the Hermitcraft to see them struggle, for the first 1,000 days. It's like that's not why they watch. They watch so that they can see them do incredible things, make things that we can't make, come up with things that we won't come up with. Have the interactions together with the other hermits. It's just a different game. So I get it. But even like, just for example, I was watching one of the hermits play yesterday for a little bit, okay? And this is like nothing. I couldn't do streaming on that level. Too much going on in chat, and I really can't connect with people. Yeah, exactly. And their goal is not to, their goal isn't necessarily to connect. Not that they don't. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying they have a different end goal than a lot of people. But that's the same way with a lot of big streamers, I mean, I think when Twitch initially started, when it was just in TV, I think it was like you couldn't even interact with chat, really. Like, streamers didn't talk to chat. All about the money is right. Sorry about that. I had peoples in the room. I guess my mother-in-law is here. And they were bringing down, she brought over some food and stuff, so they were bringing it down and putting it in the extra refrigerator downstairs. It is all about the money. This is how ridiculous I am with Vanilla Wolf, is that, okay, so I told you I was watching one of the Hermitcrafters play, right? And, I'm like, it's harder for me to get the immersion sometimes with the, with all of the things that they use, the mods and stuff, which again, I get, like we were saying, I totally get it. But like, this dude wasn't even like, I wasn't even like disappointed about like a regular mod. I was like the free cam. Like, I was watching him play All right. And I was enjoying it. And he was in the nether. All right. And he was looking around trying to do stuff in the nether. And I think he was like mining ancient debris or something, you know? And ultimately, he got turned around and was like trying to leave and find his way back out. And he couldn't find his way out. And he couldn't find his way out because, you know, he got turned around. He's in the nether. He's blowing stuff up. He's trying to do whatever. And he just went into free cam mode and backtracked down the tunnel, you know? And went back and was like, oh, you know, I went straight when I should have turned here. Again, not even really like a mod. Like, not like you chop a tree down and the whole thing falls down kind of situation. Just that alone. And it's like I was watching it, and that's what made me like switch off of it. I know that's ridiculous, but that's just the truth. Because I was like, man, it's Minecraft. You shouldn't be able to just leave your body, fly backwards, and go figure out, you know, where you went wrong. Like you need to figure it out. So that's how bad I am. I know, but the free cam shouldn't be part of the game. It's not a part of the game for me. I don't have free cam. I can't go through and turn it on. I certainly don't think the free cam is part of the vanilla experience. Just saying. I'm pretty sure it's an unpopular opinion, but it's my opinion. There you go. The key word in there is cheat. Right? There's a key word in that sentence, and it's the word cheat. But that's just me. I'm not saying it's wrong. Like you said, it's a feature in the game. You know what I'm saying? It's, some people could say that turning on coordinates is just as bad. You know what I mean? I know. Some people might say that turning on coordinates is cheating. But it's a feature that I can turn on in the actual game without it saying the word cheat. I know we're talking about Bedrock versus the OG, but I play Bedrock. Trust me, I know it's an unpopular opinion. I'm fine with it. I'm not going to sit here and say that there's anything wrong with it. Just like my opinion, man. Oh, that dude came at me because it's nighttime. Like, he shouldn't be able to get out here and walk around. But I've also never played Java. I've never played Java before. I've only ever played Bedrock. That's my point. Bedrock game rules are made up by the people that write the code, so technically speaking, it's not a cheat, as it is an available feature on Java. I can't argue with that. I would agree. But they do still have other mods. I'll just say that. They still have other mods, and sometimes it ruins the immersion for me. Everybody does see it different, and that's okay. Yeah. A lot of the times, your reality is the reality that you live in, right? I live in Bedrock world. So that's the reality, that's the lens that I see Minecraft through. That's the only lens I've ever known. All right. Do we have them all? This will be difficult for me to do. I can't do this math. I need 2 stacks plus 33. So I would need 12 out of this, which would take me down to 32. So I'm missing one. There it is. Well, I was not planning on ending my stream here, but I'm going to have to end my stream here, Wolf. I am actually going to come back and stream more, probably in like 2 hours. But with my mother-in-law being here, I need to go upstairs and see her and talk to her and see how she's doing and see what's going on with her. I can't sit down in the basement and play video games while my mother-in-law is here. You know what I'm saying? That would be inappropriate and rude. I live in both because Bedrock was more like Java when it first came out, so Java farms would work on Bedrock. Yeah, I mean, it's different for everybody, like we were saying. But I am sorry, Wolf, I do need to run. I can't sit down here and play Minecraft while my mother-in-law is here. I need to at least go up and see her. You know what I'm saying? Talk to her. But I'm going to come back. I don't know if you'll be around or not, or available, or if it's something you're interested, but I'm going to come back and play more here probably in a couple hours. Maybe like 2 hours. Go talk to my mother-in-law and go talk, eat some lunch, and then I'll come back. I appreciate you hanging out, Wolf. Thanks for hanging out this whole time, man.